And now making his way to the cage, weighing in at 205.5 pounds. His record stands at 6 wins and 1 loss. 4 wins coming by way of knockout, 1 by submission. He specializes in kickboxing out of San Luis Obispo, California. Please welcome to the cage, Scott Lighty.
Scott Lighty, who got involved in MMA after hooking up with former UFC light heavyweight champion Chuck the Iceman Liddell. Made his MMA debut in 2007 after a pretty good career in K1. Won his first 4 fights before suffering his only loss against Strikeforce prospect Antoine Britt, but looking to get back into the swing of things here tonight.
Having lived in Holland and trained with such greats as Remy Bonjavski and Peter Arts, he's definitely got an advantage in the standing department, and that's where he wants to keep it, maintain his distance, land from the outside, but most of all, make Lorenz Larkin fight his fight.
What I know about Lorenz Larkin is that he's patient and he's got heavy hands and kind of waits for his opportunity, and just going to stick and move, straight punches, and just kick him in the head.
After getting stopped by Britt in December of 2009, he bounced back by knocking out Sean Fry in August of last year. He and his girlfriend have a pit bull named a Tugboat. And so he's definitely hoping that his career doesn't go to the dogs. So far, so good.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 205.75 pounds. His professional record stands perfect at 9-0. 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He specializes in Kung Fu out of Riverside, California. Please welcome to the cage, Lorenz Larkin.
Lorenz Larkin, a last-minute replacement for Olympic judo medalist Satoshi Ishii, and of course Ishii unable to get to North America due to visa issues. And Stephen, you and I, and Pat, you've been to Japan many times. I know I speak for all of us at Showtime when I say that our hearts and our best wishes go out to the people of Japan in the wake of that awful, awful tragedy.
Most definitely. Mauro, you and I have spent so much time over there with pride, but Lorenz Larkin thinks that his unorthodox style and his speed will be a problem for Lighty because he feels the former K1 champion doesn't fare well when he's on the defensive.
My key to beating him is just keeping him moving, not letting him sit and set up his punches or kicks, and just get in his face.
Larkin's trainer says that you don't expect Larkin to go for the takedown. He says that it's not a part of his genetics. He says that he isn't tested on the ground, and I mean, when you look at his record, undefeated, 9-0, 7 wins via form of knockout. Scott Lighty, this one really should be nothing but fisting fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely. Larkin has the advantage, hopefully in youth, 8 years younger, but it's Lighty with the advantage being taller and having the reach on Larkin, and Lighty being the experienced K1 striker that he is hoping to be able to use both of those.
We're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our referee in charge, Dan Stell.
You ready? You ready? Let's fight.
Lorenz Larkin in the black and pink with the red gloves. Scott Lights Out Lighty in the black and gold with the blue gloves. 3 5-minute rounds in the Strikeforce light heavyweight division. Larkin having yet to taste defeat in his combat sports career, in addition to being 9-0 as a pro mixed martial artist, went 10-0 as an amateur mixed martial artist, and 5-0 in amateur boxing. Of course, Lighty has over 40 fights in K1, winning almost 30 of them, so he's no stranger to the stand-up striking arts.
Yeah, he said he didn't know a lot about Larkin, but I can tell you right now, Larkin being undefeated is for a reason, because this kid is bouncing the way you're supposed to and throwing some heaters.
Caught Lighty with a left hook, and there's a jumping roundhouse.
Kung Fu has entered the building. Wow.
This kid's no joke.
This guy is for real.
A cavalcade of kicks early on from Larkin, training out of Martial Arts International in Riverside, California. under the tutelage of Sam Mason. Lighty, of course, representing the Pit SLO out of San Luis Obispo, California, home of the former UFC light heavyweight champion Chuck Liddell, trainer John Hackelman.
Larkin's so quick and, as he said, unorthodox. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw another jump kick.
Well, I tell you what, good job of getting out of the way of Lighty's punches and kicks.
Oh, and Lighty going for the right leg kick. Ends up on his seat, pops back up, and is met with a left hook and then a right hook.
Man, Larkin's got some dynamite in those fists.
Oh, no, dynamite in that kick, a body kick, blistering the side of Scott Lighty's torso, and Lighty is getting lit up here.
Larkin is, man, I tell you what, this kid's on the hunt. You can see it. He's stalking Lighty big time. Just when he sees the opening, man, he explodes.
It's funny how we thought that Lighty would have the advantage because of all those K1 fights, but that's really not been the case.
Inside thigh kick delivered by Lighty.
Switching up to southpaw, Larkin is definitely moving forward. I'm still trying to figure out what that pink tattoo is.
I'm not noticing that with this kid striking. I'm paying attention to that.
Just past the midway point of the opening round. High right head kick delivered by Lighty.
Lighty, that head kick kept him honest. Larkin's got to be careful. He's dropping his hands when he's throwing.
Nice job. You see Larkin fire those punches, and then right away he's got head movement, and Lighty's missing with his counters. Beautiful job by Larkin. Lighty's got to start setting up, maybe throw some combos and land the low kicks to try and slow Larkin down, kind of hurt the wheels a little bit on Larkin and slow down that bounce and that speed.
Comparatively, Lighty's techniques are a lot slower than Larkin's.
Larkin's just very explosive. He's a very explosive athlete, and when he throws, he's trying to hurt you.
Larkin taking the fight on short notice, and none the worse for wear. There's a nice push kick, and the team just sends Lighty bouncing off the fence.
And it looks like Larkin has got the kind of gas tank where he can go 3 rounds doing this.
Final minute of the opening round. The Monsoon delivering the storm of strikes thus far, and opening up on Lighty's head there with another left hand. Lighty and he's down. Larkin going to town on Scott Lighty. Lighting Lighty up with a series of lefts and rights. Referee danced down, and Lighty able to escape. Boy, you talk about a monsoon.
This kid's a killer.
And Lighty remains in the pocket, however. Credit the K1 vet for eating a deluge of strikes, and now it's Lighty's turn with a barrage of blows of his own. Final 24 seconds of what has been a very entertaining opening 5 minutes here between light heavyweights Lorenz Larkin and Scott Lighty.
Yeah, great job by Lighty surviving that onslaught. I tell you what, he's got a heck of a chin.
Final 10 seconds of the round. Body kick by Lighty. Lighty lunges forward with the right hand, and we're going to the second round.
Great first round of action. Here's that big leaping roundhouse kick. I tell you what, if that lands, you are going to sleep. Here comes the kick, chops the leg out. When somebody throws a roundhouse at you, chop that support leg out from underneath them. Great way to keep a guy from kicking at you. There's the counter left hook. Lighty doing a good job of timing that and landing that punch. Larkin shook his head, but it definitely landed. I tell you what, here's Larkin. He sensed that he could put him away here, stayed on him, and just kept attacking. This kid, man, I tell you what, I haven't seen a lot of him, but people are going to see a lot of him from now on.
All right, no one gets you closer to America's #1 spectator sport than Inside NASCAR, Wednesdays at 9 here on Showtime. And stay tuned for an encore edition immediately following tonight's MMA telecast.
Mouthpiece.
You talk about uncensored audio from Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick this week on Inside NASCAR. Can you imagine if we could have microphones on the fighters in the cage, especially Nick Diaz? Second round underway. What adjustments does Lighty have to make, Pat?
Well, he's got to cut the ring off, keep Larkin from moving, and he's got to chop those legs up. He's got to figure out a way to get to the legs and slow Larkin down.
What about Larkin, Stephen? What advice would you give the newcomer?
Repeat and rinse. I'm telling you, he's so fast and he's got such a good gas tank, he's going to be really hard to catch.
Lighty almost really should consider a takedown also.
Low outside leg kick delivered by Larkin. The stutter step.
The footwork combined with the punches and kicks is just unbelievable for Larkin.
Someone's listening to Pat Miletich. Lighty looking for the takedown, but he doesn't find it. Instead, he eats a left hand. And Larkin again beginning to unload as Lighty runs away.
Larkin loaded up on that punch against the cage.
Wow. Right hand and left, and down goes Lighty. And Larkin on top of him in the half guard, looking to deliver the finishing blows and ground and pound, and Lighty holding on for dear life. Slashing elbows to the side of Lighty's head. Oh, right hand finds its mark. Setting him up, teeing him up. Sprawling out is Lorenz Larkin. Now has Lighty's back up along the fence.
Larkin's really done his homework, especially on the ground, posting those elbows and dropping them. That was beautiful.
Larkin's doing a great job also of striking when he gets the opportunity.
Lighty snatches the single leg. I think he's just holding on, trying to recover, gets back up to his feet. Larkin lets him go, and Lighty needs to refocus here. Throws the jab. Great blocks by Larkin. He looks good in every department in the stand-up thus far.
Absolutely. Nice body shot.
Goes downstairs. Well done. Left hand to the body.
That's the liver shot that he talked about.
Man, and Larkin's looking for those elbow strikes as well. Uppercut!
Larkin coming out like a house on fire again with that right elbow. If that connects, it's going to send Lighty straight down.
High roundhouse off the arm of Lighty. Lighty comes forward with a 1-2. Outside leg kick. Midway through the second round now.
Larkin's starting to huff and puff a little bit here.
And he's dropping his hands as well. Lighty's been cut. I think it's at the hairline.
Yeah, because of Larkin's athletic ability, though, he's able to fight when he wants to fight and move when he doesn't want to fight. And that's a good way to conserve your energy. There's no reason to stand there and get hit if you don't want to.
But look at that defense.
Another whipping kick to the lead leg of Scott Lighty. 2 minutes left now. Overhand right by Lighty. And Lighty now coming through the guard of Larkin, firing off a 1-2 combination.
That's when Lighty needs to hit the takedown, right after those combinations.
But he gets jacked with that left hand, and he looks like he's in trouble.
That hurt him.
Larkin again attacks, and down goes Lighty. Referee Dan Stell comes in to stop the onslaught. Lorenz Larkin improves to a perfect 10-0 with a very impressive TKO.
This kid's a brutal striker. Very impressed, very impressed. You just don't see kids like that come along very often. That kid's smooth.
Well, they kind of came out of nowhere because it was hard to find some tape on him on the ground. You know, I'm telling you, the footwork, Pat, the punches, the speed. This guy is a lit stick of dynamite.
I mean, in this round here he is, stuffing the takedown. Great job, real good hips, good balance, and he's just waiting, loading, boom, there you go, take that. This kid's got a lot of power, and nice elbow there at the end, clipping Lighty on top of the head. Beautiful job. Here he goes, throwing the elbow again, lands the left hook, drops Lighty. I don't know, I think Lighty was like, you know, I got to do something, I got to get out of the way of this kid. There's a beautiful uppercut, lead uppercut. And then Larkin stalking. Beautiful uppercut there with the left hand. This kid's got power in both hands, both legs. Very dangerous kid.
And one thing he was doing was he was keeping his hands down, but he was shoulder rolling every time Lighty would try and catch him with a right or a left.
Right, well, you know, it's like a Roy Jones Jr. When you're that good of an athlete that quick, you can afford to keep your hands down because people aren't touching you half the time anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end at 3 minutes and 15 seconds of round number 2. He is the winner by way of knockout, Lorenz Larkin.
Lorenz Larkin with an impressive Strikeforce debut. My man, where'd you learn to strike like that?
MAI, Moreno Valley. That's where I learned. My coach, Sam Mason, Arnold DeWitt, and Tony Giannopoulos.
What did you think of your performance overall? What do you think was the key to finishing a K1 veteran?
I just want to test myself, so I didn't want to take it to the ground. I wanted to test myself. I don't want to just get in here and lose and not be around no more. I want to come here. I want to stay here. You guys are going to keep on seeing me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for your winner, Lorenz the Monsoon Larkin.
Thank you, Hostilities Splat, RCPA Riverside, and Cali Life. Thank you.